Welcome to another episode of Battle Axe, coming to you as always from the Bustin' Axe Throwing Range in Dubuque. I'm Joey Danya alongside Bobby Bradford. It is week number 4 of a 7-week regular season leading up to the double elimination postseason tournament where we will crown a Battle Axe champion. If you've never watched the program, it's time to. Let's go over the rules of how Battle Axe works. All of those rings moving inwards towards the bullseye, they're worth 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 points. The bullseye's worth 6 points, and then the small blue dot on the outermost ring is worth 8 points. That's what's called the kill shot. If a player hits it, they get 8 points, but if they miss it, they get nothing. They can go for the kill shot at any point throughout the match, and here is what everybody's competing for, Bobby.
Oh, yeah, of course, the beautiful World Axe Throwing League Championship belt brought to you by the Bustin' Axe Throwing Range here in Dubuque, Iowa. Currently held by Matt the Magic Man Bradshaw, but Joey, the theme of this season has been these new competitors, and although they are new to the league, they've come with this in their sights. So they definitely want to come home with that championship belt after that double elimination postseason tournament.
Yeah, this belt is why everybody plays. Let's take a look at the standings. After 3 weeks of competition, Matt Bradshaw, undefeated, averaging more than 57 points per game. He's been spectacular as always.
He's absolutely put together a tremendous season. Yeah, 686 total points throughout 4 weeks here, heading into the 4th week. But as you can see, Beth Jen is right behind him, followed by Bob Yoakum, Eric Schizzle, Zach Hinkle, Michelle Fremelt, Devin Hillary, Ann Welp, Leroy Kedley, and then Nicole Robson as well.
A lot of great competition there in the top 10 this season. We are set to go here in week number 4. Time for our first matchup. Zach Hinkle will be taking on Ann Welp.
Yeah, so the first match of the night here, Joey, we've seen Ann have some troubles with her drops to start the season. Zach coming in with a nice record of 7-5, but a great start there by Ann.
Hold, please. I want to see if that's not
Great start by Zach as well. Couple of 5s for Welp and Hinkle to get things started here in week number 4.
Well, I can already tell, Joey, after that first throw there by Ann, that blade was hitting that board much more flush. Going to definitely try to eliminate those drops as much as humanly possible. Very close to being a 6 there.
Well, Hinkle and Welp are locked in right now. Hinkle wants another look at this one. We'll see if there's a little red on both sides of that blade.
6 for Zach.
And it's going to be overturned, so it is a 6 there for Zach, so he'll take a 1-point lead going into the third throw.
Yeah, and how it works for scoring, if there's red on both sides of the blade, it's a bullseye. Same thing for every ring. You've got to have that ring on both sides of the blade. That looks like a flush bullseye there.
Ooh.
But it's a 5 for Zach Hinkle.
Throw number 4. Zach is up by
He's
2.
got a 2-point advantage over Ann Welp after the first 3 throws.
Yeah, so Zach with a few nice throws here to get the match started. But if you're Ann Welp, again, you have to really look at that, how that blade's hitting the board there, and just really have some confidence knowing that you're not going to have what you've had in past seasons.
Yeah, she's throwing a good axe tonight, and she's right in this one.
All right, this is throw
With
number
that bullseye,
5.
we're all tied up at 20.
Yeah, so both competitors doing a really good job here going into the 5th throw, 20 going into the 5th throw. Just focusing up on that. Ooh, axe getting away there. As we always say, Joe, not every throw is the same. Ann's 4 there was very close to being a 5. Zach's was dangerously close to being a 3, so he's lucky that was a 4 and keep this thing all tied up going into the 6th throw here.
So Welp and Hinkle switch sides. They'll look to get back into rhythm here in the second half, and that's exactly what Zach Hinkle does right there with a bullseye.
Yeah, turning on to the next lane, Zach able to find the bullseye there, taking a 3-point lead. So really nice throw there. And it looks like a 4 there and another devastating 3 there for Ann. So you can see that axe kind of getting away from her a little bit after starting off with a nice little groove.
Yeah, that one really went sailing. And she's going to have to focus in here and get back into command. She started off so nicely.
Looks like a little closer throw there, but Zach way off the mark. And you can see there he's shaking his head.
4-3.
So Ann able to get a point on Zach, though, but only 1 point after that
Right,
uncharacteristic 3 there by Zach. So still up by 3. He's got to find that 5 and 6 ring like he was earlier in the match here. Ooh. Wow.
Well, what a turn of events this is. Looks like it might be a bullseye for Welp, and that's probably a 1 for Hinkle. And that's exactly what it is. In the blink of an eye, Ann Welp turns a
All right, here
three-point
we are at throw
deficit
number
into
10.
a
Ann is up
two-point
by
advantage
2,
heading into the
40 to
final
38.
throw.
Well, just a tremendous job there by Ann to capitalize on Zach's devastating one. Outside of a drop, obviously, that's the most devastating throw you can have here. It looks like a 5 there for Zach. We'll see if that's a bullseye there for Ann. And it
5-6.
is ruled a bullseye there for, it's a ruled a bullseye there for Zach and a 5 for Ann.
And
Ann
a
takes
win
that
for
one,
Ann as well. She's the
45-34.
victor over Zach Hinkle, 45-44.
Well, this is a really great win here for Ann Welp, something she desperately needed here going into week 4. But she only had those 2 threes on her 6th and 7th throw. Most importantly for her, Joey, no drops. So a nice score of 45, really able to capitalize on Zach's one that he threw on that 9th throw. And then for Zach, this is just kind of the trials and tribulations of a new thrower. He had a really nice start to this matchup. He got caught with that 3 on the 8th throw, and then, of course, a devastating 1 on his 9th throw, but responded nicely with that bullseye there on his 10th throw. So we know better days are ahead.
Yeah, we're about halfway through the season, and sometimes there's just growing pains when you're new to the league. Leroy Kedley, also new to this league. Let's throw it down to an interview with Leroy about what it's like to struggle sometimes here in the Thunderdome.
3 weeks ago, I had a lot of drops, and that just really just messes with your mind. So I came down during the week, and me and Eric practiced a little bit, and kind of shook the, I don't know. I don't know what you call it, but it's just when you have that many drops, it's like it throws you start thinking, it's like, what am I doing wrong? Is my form off? Am I releasing too fast? What am I doing wrong? So it's really just frustrating. And I don't know, like I said, I came down and practiced with Eric, and I threw really good, and it's just, I don't know, it's weird. I don't know if me or anybody else, but we all throw good when we're just throwing and practicing, But when it comes to playing for league, it's like, ugh. But I don't know. It's just, it gets to you, but you just kind of got to shake it and just focus. It's really, I think that's what the key is. Just really focus and, get your form down, and I don't know, it should come.
Sometimes it takes some getting used to the bright lights of Battle Axe.
Absolutely. We talk about it time and time again, Joey. There's one thing about coming in, being a new thrower, learning how to play the board. Then there's another way of learning how to play underneath the bright lights.
Leroy Kedley will be taking on Devin Hillary in our next matchup here on Battle Axe.
That's right.
Yeah, so Devin, coming in at 7-5. Really nice start to her season, of course, as Leroy was talking about. Had some struggles here after a nice week 1, but coming in 3-9. But we've seen little inklings in Leroy's game, Joey, of him being able to find that 5 and 6 ring and kind of live in it a little bit. It's just consistently putting it together is the challenge for everybody.
2-3.
And Devin Hillary has been off to a nice start this season, making her Battle Axe debut. She's 7-5 so far.
Yeah, so looks like a 2 there for Devin on that last throw, and looks like Eric's actually giving Leroy a little bit of a reminder, hey, wait till I call that throw. Before you step over, he was dangerously close to stepping over before Eric made that call, and
Sorry.
that's just what you hate to see there, Joey.
Yeah, talking about frustration, it doesn't get any more frustrating than that for Leroy Kedley.
Well, if you're going to hang your hat on anything, Joey, it's that Devin threw a 3 on that drop, so he's only down by 2. He just needs to build on that. Try to find that 5 and 6 ring. No, looks like he found a flush bullseye there.
That is how you respond to a drop. Leroy Kedley with the first bullseye of the match, and it ties things up at 13.
Yeah, and then for Devin, she just has to ignore what Leroy's doing over there, focus up on that board. A couple 4s there by both competitors.
So it's going to come down to the second half for this one. We're all tied at 17 between Devin Hillary and Leroy Kedley.
We'll see if the changing of lanes helps Leroy here a little bit, but a couple nice 5s by both competitors. Seems like they're kind of getting locked in here a little bit, Joey.
Still tied.
Yeah, great throws there from both Hillary and Kedley. Nice way to get the second half started. Sometimes when you switch sides, it can really throw you out of rhythm.
4-5.
Absolutely, and you see a nice 4 there by Devin, but even a nicer 5 there by Leroy. So despite that drop on his 3rd throw, he's still able to have a 1-point lead going into the 8th throw. So great resolve shown here by Leroy Kedley.
Well, there's a nice throw from Devin Hillary.
Ooh.
Nice hit.
And a
Way to
great
go.
response from Leroy
Looking good on
Kedley.
the
A
throw
couple
number
of
9.
bullseyes there on
Leroy
throw
by
number
1.
8.
Yeah, you can hear the crowd going wild. 32-33 going into the 9th throw, so just tremendous resolve here by Leroy. Let's see if he can keep it up. And a nice throw there by Devin. Looks like a 5, could be a 6, and ruled a 6.
All right. Throw number
Devin
10,
Hillary
takes
with
lead
her
by 1.
foot on the gas, back-to-back bullseyes. She's got the lead now heading into the final throw.
And she has a chance for what we dare not speak here, Joey. So we'll just see how it plays out. And it looks like she got it. You can see she throws her hands up.
Devin Hillary
Yeah.
putting a bow on this one. She clicks her heels after throwing a
44,
unicorn
41.
to wrap up a big win over Leroy Kedley, 44-41.
Oh, you can see Devin was really pumped there with a unicorn to end this match, 44-41. Just a tremendous victory and a tremendous resolve here by Leroy Kedley. He had that drop on the third throw, but able to respond with a bullseye after that. And then he just had nothing but 4, 5s, and 6s from that point on. So really something to hang his hat on. Although he's 3-10, 41's a nice score with that drop. And then for Devin, this is a huge character win, Joey. You know, we saw her go up against Matt the Magic Man Bradshaw, and she kind of took that into other matches. This seems kind of like a little evolution of a thrower here.
Yeah, Devin Hillary continues to get better each and every week. Let's throw it down to an interview with tonight's winner, Devin Hillary, on who she's looking out for here on Battle Axe.
I got to say my girl Michelle. She's out here just showing up and showing off. Even when she rolls in hot and all black, you're like, okay, this ninja's about to beat me right here. This secret agent over here knows all the secret ingredients to winning. So I'm watching out for her.
Devin Hillary with the unicorn riding on her blade.
Once you get one, it sticks with you.
Much more Battle Axe still to come. Stay tuned to MC22. Welcome back to Battle Axe here at the Busted Axe Throwing Range in Dubuque. Joey Danya alongside Bobby Bradford. We're just getting started here in week number 4, and it's been an exciting start to the competition thus far.
Oh, we've seen a couple great matches already get the night started. And Welp overtook Zach Headley 45-44, and then Devin Hillary overtook Leroy Kedley 44-41.
Jill Kedley ready to go here in week 4. She's going to take on Michelle Frummelt.
Yeah, so again, Michelle is the competitor that Devin was talking about that she's worried about the most out of the new throwers here. See how she fares in this match, and not the start that she was looking for.
Well, a 2 for Jill Kedley to take the early lead after a drop from Michelle Frummelt. We'll see how she responds here.
Yeah, and then for Michelle, she's just got to do what Leroy did, and unfortunately for Jill there, she also has a drop. So we've talked about it earlier on, Joey, in this season. We have not seen a lot of drops from these new throwers. Unfortunately for them, starting to find it in the middle of the season here. No, we're good. But we got to see how they respond.
Michelle's on the left.
Looks like a 5 there for Michelle. Possibly a 4 if that's not popping through the bottom side of the blade.
6.
And
Yeah, she put it where she wanted, but a lot of wobble on that axe still.
5.
open. So it looks like it was initially ruled a 4 there, and Michelle got a closer look. Ruled a 5.
So Michelle Frummelt quickly building a 4-point lead.
Throw number 3. 4.
Yeah, but for both competitors, they haven't been able to find their throw so far in this match. So really just finding things to build on here, Joey. You just
right,
want to
this
find
is
that
throw
5 and
number
6
5.
ring. They would
Michelle's
love
up
to
by
find a
5.
bullseye. Of course, Michelle has that 5 on her third throw. She's trying to hone in on that and kind of live in that range. But really, as to Devin's point, she's come in and done a tremendous job of kind of living in that 4, 5, and 6 ring to get the season started for her.
4, 5.
A good throw there from Michelle Frummelt. Bradshaw getting another look at it, and it's a 5
Touch 'em up, switch 'em
for
up.
Michelle
At the turn,
Frummelt,
Michelle is up by 6,
extending her
17,
lead to 6.
Yeah, so maybe Jill just needs a new change of scenery here, moving over to the other side of the blade, and it looks like the axe getting away there from Michelle. So a devastating 2 there by Michelle, and Jill able to make up a couple points.
Well, Jill's still smiling.
That's a nice
That's
throw
what
by.
Battle Axe is all about, and now she's pumped up. A bullseye for Jill Kedley. That gets her within 3.
Well, that fist pump is what Battle Axe is all about there, Joe. You can see Jill desperately wanted that bullseye, and when she got it, she was happy to celebrate. Let's see if she can continue the pace off the mark, though.
All right, that puts us
A couple of 4s from Frummelt and Kedley on throw number 8. 2 throws to go. Frummelt leading by 3.
Well, and Jill's still in this match, Joey, although, and that's just a death nail right there with a nice bullseye. But Jill responds. Looks like it could be a 5. Ruled a 4 initially.
Let me take a look at that.
But yeah, I think Jill elects
Okay. Yeah. Let's see where that.
Jill elects not to have a second look, so it is a 4.
And the best throw of the day from Michelle Frummelt when she needed it most. Another good throw there to wrap up this one. Michelle
All right,
Frummelt
39,
finishing
33.
strong to
Michelle
get
takes
the
that
win, 39-33 over Jill Kedley.
Yeah, this is a tremendous win here for Michelle Fremelt. She had that devastating drop on her first throw, but as we said time and time again, Joe, if you're going to have a drop, you want to have it early on in the match here. And then fortunately for Michelle, Jill had a drop on her following throw, but Michelle just did a great job of kind of finding her throw. After that 6th throw, that devastating 2, she did nothing but 5s, 4s, and 6s, so really put the nail in the coffin there, so to speak. And then for Jill, she had that 1 bullseye there on her 7th throw, and that's the thing that she really wants to build on. We know it's in her, and it's a growth for all these players. They have to learn how to live in that 4, 5, and 6 ring. She got stuck in the vortex a little bit, but those are better than drops.
Yeah, and a nice finish to this one for both Michelle Frummelt and Jill Kedley. Beth Jen ready to go here for our next matchup. She's going to take on Nicole Robson. Beth Jen off to a great start this season, 9-3 coming in.
Yeah, Beth sitting at the number 2 position here in the league, and a couple nice 6s there to get the night started for both Nicole and Beth. And you see the camaraderie, Joey, in the Battle Axe Arena. Beth cheering on not only her own 6, but Nicole's 6 as well.
Yeah, everybody loves to see everyone else do great as well here on Battle Axe. That's a big part of what makes this show so special.
Beth with a nice 5 there. So, as we've talked about in episodes past here, Joey, we know Beth's goal is to eliminate those 4s from her game, get out of that vortex. For Nicole, she's had some devastating drops. She wants to eliminate those from her game because we know she could put up some serious points as well. But Beth with another nice bullseye there to take a 3-point lead going into the 4th throw.
She is really locked in this season.
Well, she has her eyes set on that belt. She doesn't just want to come home with, 4th, 5th, or 3rd place. She wants to come home with that belt there.
Yeah, and it wasn't long ago she was in the shoes that Nicole Robson's
Correct.
wearing. She was new to this league just a few seasons ago, and here she is looking like one of the top competitors to take away that belt from Matt Bradshaw.
Looks like a 4 there for Nicole. And a nice bullseye there for Beth. Oh, and Beth's getting a second opinion here. Possibly she sees it as a 5. Obviously, that's what's going on. Matt will get a closer look and rule that it is a 5.
Well, honesty is always the policy here on Battle Axe, and Beth Jen wants to win honorably. She'll take a 3-point advantage into the second half.
Well, she can definitely hang her hat knowing that was very close to being a bullseye. And that's very close to being a 5 there if it's popping through on the left-hand side, and it is overruled. So the good karma working out in Beth's favor there. But again, Nicole's 4s, though, Joey, they haven't been that far off from being the 5, so definitely a progression that she's looking for.
Yeah, it looks like she's starting to figure some things out, and right on cue, I think we jinxed her. A
Right on
devastating
cue.
drop there on throw number 7 for Nicole Robson. Another bullseye for Beth Jen.
Well, and you saw how that blade hit the board there, Joey. That was hitting at an angle. It's always going to be much harder to have that blade hit the board and stick at that angle, and there you can see a much better throw, much more flush with the board, straight on, but still a 2 for her, still hanging on to that axe just a little bit too long. Beth with another nice 5 to increase her lead. I'd be interested to see Beth if she wants to go for a kill shot here. The tournament's right around the corner, Joey. We want to get comfortable with that kill shot. She's got this matchup in hand, and going for that kill shot could definitely be beneficial for her down the road.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of kill shots so far already this season. Haven't seen too many from Beth Jen, though. And we're going to get another look at this one.
Yeah, we know that Nicole needs all the points she can get, not only for this matchup, but for overall standings as well. So, going to get a closer look. And that is a nice bullseye there then for Nicole. So, popping through in the bottom part of that blade.
Her second bullseye of the match. Every point matters. That's what ultimately sets the postseason bracket.
Well, I think for any competitor, Joe, you just want something positive to build on, So she had that devastating drop, followed it up by a 2. She just needed that bullseye there to carry over to the next matchup.
And it looks like Beth Jen wraps this one up with a bullseye. 52-39, another great round and another win for Beth Jen.
Yeah, just a tremendous round here by Beth Jen to improve her record to 10-3. As you can see there, only the 2 4s on her scorecard, so she's definitely living up to that goal that she wants to have throughout the season, putting up a nice score of 52. And then for Nicole, she falls to 4-9, but she did have those couple bullseyes there on her first and her 9th throw. She had that devastating drop on her 7th throw and that 2 on the 8th throw. But for her, it's all about how that axe sticks into the board. And as long as that can consistently stick into the board, you can kind of figure out how your release point is working and try to find that 4, 5, and 6 ring consistently. But for her, it's eliminating those drops. And then we can progress and move forward.
4 matches down, 4 more to go. Straight ahead, we'll get a look at the defending champion, Matt Bradshaw. Stay tuned for more Battle Axe. Welcome back to the Bustin' Axe Throwing Range in Dubuque for another episode of Battle Axe. I'm Joey Dania alongside Bobby Bradford. It's been an exciting start to week number 4, and we've got one of the best matchups of the week coming up right about now.
I'm excited for this one, Joey. It's 2 legendary players here in the league. You got Matt, the Magic Man Bradshaw, going up against Eric, the Scope Shizzle. And as we saw in their first matchup, Joey, they were rolling to see which throws they're going to attempt a kill shot on. So they're going to follow
throw
up.
number 3 and throw number 5.
Yep, so they're going to continue it as is tradition here now with the matchup between Matt and Eric. They're going to go for the kill shot on the 3rd and the 5th attempt. I love the fun they're having with their matchup, Joey. We know these are 2 intense competitors. And they're just looking for that extra edge to kind of challenge themselves, and not only just challenge themselves personally, but challenge themselves as competitors with each other.
Eric the Scope out to the early lead after a bullseye.
And you can see these are 2 of the more patient throwers here we have in the league. And it looks like that patience paid off. Looks like a bullseye there for Matt, and could be a bullseye there for Eric. Oh, but rule to 5.
So we are all tied up at 11, and already it's time for a kill shot.
And I love this. This is one of the things where you're putting yourself kind of up against the corner here, up against the wall. It's going to really create some huge separation if anyone can hit this and the other opponent misses. Oh, and Eric's off the mark, and it looks like Matt hit the kill shot here, Joey. So if only he needed more help, you know.
Well, that shot really lives up to its namesake on that throw. It's already an 8-point advantage for Bradshaw after just 3 throws. But we've got another kill shot coming right around the corner.
We do have another kill shot coming, but we always say with Matt the Magic Man, 4s don't get it done. So let alone having a 0 on your 3rd throw, but a nice throw there. Nice flush bullseye there by Matt. Could be a bullseye if it's popping through the left-hand side there for Eric.
And time for another kill shot. This one crucial for Eric the Scope Shizzle.
Now, Eric desperately needs to hit this kill shot and really hope that Matt doesn't hit it, because he can tie this game up here if Matt the Magic Man misses it. So it's a huge throw here for Eric. But we know Eric was the one, and looks like he did hit it there. We'll see if Matt hits it as well. He's so close. And it's a miss there for the Magic Man. So I was going to say, we don't call him the Scope for nothing, Joey.
Well, just like that, we're all tied up at 25 heading into the second half.
Yeah, Eric, one of the original competitors to be really aggressive with that kill shot. Even before the Magic Man started going for it, Eric was dialing up that kill shot, really taking that advantage. And boy, did it pay off for him in that situation. It looks like Eric wants a second opinion here.
6 for Eric.
Ooh.
Well, it was worth the review for Eric the Scope. Another bullseye to take the lead, 31-30.
Yeah, tremendous job here by Eric the Scope to overcome that missed kill shot there on the 3rd throw. He has a 1-point lead going into the 7th throw here.
Jesus, guys. Nice.
Well, Eric the Scope and Matt the Magic Man locked in right now.
Yeah, so another bullseye there for Eric the Scope.
Eric's up by 2.
Increases his lead to 37-35. So Matt in an unfamiliar situation here. Down late in the match here. We'll see how he responds.
Eric the Scope got to keep the foot on the gas here.
And it looks like he left the door open slightly there for the Magic Man to come back in.
Oh, nice.
We have got
Eric
a
is up by
nail
one.
biter here at the Bustin' Axe. We knew this one would be good. It's been living up to all the hype and then some.
Oh, a 1-point game with 2 throws to go. But again, we don't really see Matt in this situation. He's got to play from behind here. He's got to rely on Eric to make a mistake. And is that 5 the mistake? It is. So you can see Matt clapping his hands, a chance of what we dare not speak. Do you smell sudden death, maybe?
It would be fantastic. We haven't had it a lot this season, but the way these two have been throwing in this match, good chance we get it right here.
I mean, we've already had 2 kill shots. Might as well make it 3. We'll see how they respond. Huge pressure throw here, though, by Eric. He knows he almost has to hit a bullseye here. He knows that's the only possible thing he has to do. Oh,
4.
So the Magic Man rallies late to get the win
Matt
over
takes that one,
Eric the Scope.
53-51.
What a match. What a couple of competitors. 53-51, Bradshaw the victor.
and you can see Eric kind of saying that he choked there at the end. He knew. I mean, we knew there was going to be a high pressure throw here in this 10th throw when this whole match played out, and you can almost assume that Matt in those high pressure situations is going to throw a 6. So he almost knew he had to throw a bullseye there. Unfortunately for him, he was only hit a 4, so he fell 53-51. But Eric the Scope put up a heck of a match here, and for Matt the Magic Man Bradshaw, that's why he's a champion. He overcame that missed kill shot there on the 5th throw and really was playing from behind for the first time in a while and did a really nice job to come out the victor in this match.
Matt Bradshaw improving to a perfect 13-0. We've got a lot of new competitors here on Battle Axe this season. Throughout the season, they've been working on their mechanics and tweaking their throws. Let's throw it down to an interview with Nicole Robson on her new throw.
I think things are progressing for me pretty well. I think with this new throw that I found this week, it's gonna keep going up and higher for me. I'm still having lots of fun. That's really my goal was always to just have fun, and hitting those milestones along the way makes it even better.
Nicole Robson looking to get a win here in week number 4. She came up short earlier tonight against Beth Jen. Now she's going to take on Michelle Frummelt.
Yeah, so Nicole only had that 1 drop in her first matchup. She did follow it up with a 2, but a score of 39 in her first matchup. But she did have 2 bullseyes, though, in that matchup, Joey. So we'll see if she can kind of build on that positivity and move forward in the right direction.
Well, that's a great start for Nicole Robson. She stuck it in there really good for a 5. It's a 4 for Michelle Frummelt.
Throw 2.
And so a better start here for Michelle, too. Even though it is a 4, she had a drop on her first match as well. So
Yeah, that was a great throw from Frummelt. That one stuck in there nicely. Looks like it's a 5.
and you can see the axe kind of sailing on Nicole there a little bit. Lucky that was called a 4, very close to being a 3, so it looks like it was popping through on the bottom side of that blade.
And it's, in fact, a bullseye for Michelle Frummelt. I got to get my eyes checked.
Yeah, well, Michelle's done a really nice job of living in that 4, 5, and 6 ring. And just another nice throw there by Michelle and a devastating. It's going to count as a 0, but she can hang her head that it's not a drop.
Yeah, she got it
At least
on
it's-
the board at least, but that axe really got away from her.
And you can see Nicole ran and got some chalk. Obviously, that axe hanging in her hand's a little bit too long, but a really nice response there. Looks like that's a 5, possibly a bullseye.
5, 4.
Well, a great response there from Nicole Robson after throwing a 0.
Throw number 5.
She gets a 5 to get within 6 of Michelle Frummelt.
Yep, and these are, the kind of lessons you learn, Joey, as you go throughout the league season here, getting ready for that Week 8 double elimination tournament here. Nicole, she's going to be battle-tested going into that tournament, Joey, and she's going to hopefully have that new throw figured out, locked in. And then for Michelle,
Right, at the
she's just done a
turn,
great
Michelle,
job, man. She's come in this league. She's lived in that 4, 5, and 6 ring. We've seen a couple drops and axe getting away from her just a little bit. But other than that, man, she's lived in that 4, 5, and 6 ring, and we know how dangerous that can be come tournament time.
And for pretty much anybody that's new to this, you're going to have to throw a few 0s, 1s, and 2s to learn what not to do.
Exactly. Yeah, and to grow as a thrower, and because the only reason you're making these adjustments, for Nicole's situation, she's making that adjustment because the axe isn't hitting well on the board, and she's got to make changes. And so that was a nice throw there by both competitors. But as you can see, Michelle's blade is hitting that board nice and flush and has since this league has started. So really dangerous competitor.
Well, it's a 5-point advantage here for Michelle Frummelt. She's going to look to put this one away. And she's throwing great right now. Another 5 to extend her lead to 38-32.
Yeah, I know we've talked about it before time and time again. Not all misses are the same, and we've talked about the progression of sometimes living in that vortex. If those 4s are close to being 5s and 6s, they can start to really change your score here in a hurry. And I think that's what we're seeing here with
All right,
Michelle.
here we are at throw number 10. Michelle, 42-36.
So it's a 6-point advantage for Michelle Frummelt heading into the final throw. If she can just land this one on the board, she'll walk away with a victory, and indeed she will.
Yeah. 2 nice consistent throws there by both competitors. It looks like a 5 there from Michelle. Could be a 5
I
if
think
it's
so.
pop and throw.
5-5.
Well, a strong finish for Michelle Frummelt and
Michelle
Nicole
takes that one,
Robson.
47,
It's Michelle
49.
getting the win, 47-41.
Yeah, I think Nicole's really got to hang her head on knowing that she finished this match really strong, Joey. She had that drop or that 0, I guess, on her 3rd throw. But really, 4s and 5s, she doesn't have a bullseye, but this is much better representation of who she is as a thrower. And then for Michelle, she improves her record to 7-7 with a nice score of 47. She had those 2 consecutive bullseyes there on her 2nd and 3rd throw, and is just doing a great job of moving from that 4 ring into that 5 and 6 ring. And we know it can happen with that, Joey, because it becomes dangerously competitive come that tournament time.
Michelle Frummelt getting to 500 on the season at 7-7. Still a couple more matches to bring you before we wrap up week number 4. We'll bring it to you straight ahead. Stay tuned to MC22 for more Battle Axe. Welcome back to week number 4 here on Battle Axe as we lead up to a double elimination postseason tournament to crown a Battle Axe champion. It's been a great week number 4 here. We've had a lot of close matchups. The best matchup of the night, we had it in our last round, the Magic Man and Eric the Scope going down to the final throw.
Yeah, a couple Titans battling it out, and a Titan in the making here with Beth Jen coming up to face Zach Hinkle.
This one should be fun.
Lanes are
Hinkle
open for number
and
1.
Jen going head-to-head. Jen coming in with a record of 10-3. She was really sharp earlier today, no pun intended.
Of course, we like to be sharp here in the Thunderdome, but Zach unfortunately fell to Ann Welp 45-44 in our first matchup of the night, but had a number of nice throws. Some
number 2.
uncharacteristic throws here from Zach, so we'll see if that carries over into this matchup.
Beth Jen coming off her 10th win of the season and a round
5-4.
of 52. She's off to a great start here, but that one gets away a little bit. So we're all tied at 10.
Throw number 3.
Yeah, so Zach able to tie this thing up with a nice consistent 5. And again, for Beth, she's got off the mark there a little bit with that 4, but we have really seen her make that progression to eliminate those from her game.
4-6.
And then get another, looks like a bullseye there, rule of bullseye.
Throw
Yeah, and
number
even when
4,
Beth
by
is
2.
missing, those 4s aren't missing the 5 ring by much. And that's how you know you've kind of elevated your
Correct.
game to the next level.
Yeah, it's one of those little things that you can see throughout the progression of a thrower, but
3-4.
it's really happened for Beth off the mark, of course, there by both
Kinda split the
competitors.
wood on that one.
Beth, even with that 4, able
All right, this is throw
to
number
make up a
5,
point
Beth by
here on
3.
Zach, so has a 3-point lead going into the 5th throw. But what I've seen from Zach here a little bit is just holding on that axis a little bit too much, just trying to find that consistent release point. He's got the blade's hitting the board really flush and looks nice,
3-4.
but it's just finding that consistent release point.
All right, at the turn, Beth is up by
Another
4,
devastating
24-20.
3 there by Zach.
So Beth Jen will take a 4-point lead into the second half.
Oh, and the
4-4.
Beth getting dangerously stuck into that vortex, and a nice 5 there by Zach. I think that was initially ruled a 4, but that clearly looks
go,
like a
good.
5. So we'll have to.
That is a 5 for
Yep.
Zach.
So Matt comes over and takes a look. Look like a 5 off the board or off the throw there.
So Zach Hinkle picks up a point to get within 3.
Making it difficult today.
And Beth getting stuck in the vortex again, but Zach, the axe getting away from
4-3.
Zach. That's his 4th 3 of the night, Joey.
Yeah, and you can't make mistakes like that against Beth Jen, even though
All right,
she's
this is
stuck
throw
in the
number 8.
vortex
Beth
right
is by
now.
4.
She's picking up points with every time you're throwing a 3.
Yeah, rarely do you are you able to pick up points on your opponent when you're stuck in the vortex, but that's exactly what's happening with Beth here.
So 3 throws to go. Beth Jen up 32-28.
4-5.
Taking a closer look at a really big ruling here, and it is a 5 there for Zach, so he is able to gain a point. We've got a 3-point lead going into the 9th throw here, Joey.
Doesn't look like he's thinking about the kill shot. He's obviously new to this league. Might be a little too early in his career to go for the kill shot at this point,
5-4.
down by 3. And Beth Jen
All right,
with
this is throw
a
number
big
10.
5 there
By
Yeah.
4.
to give her a little breathing room heading into the final throw.
Yeah, that was a huge 5 there by Beth, not only for her personally to get out of that vortex, but to put some separation between Zach and her if they were going to trade points. Then that kill shot would have been on play for Zach there.
Great throw there from Hinkle.
5-5.
Ooh. Okay.
Couple of 5s for Beth Jen and Zach Hinkle, and it's Beth Jen getting
takes that
another
one,
win. 46-42, the final in this one.
Yeah, so this is a little bit of a tale of Zach kind of not getting stuck in the vortex, but getting stuck in that 3 ring here. So because he was able to not take advantage of what Beth was doing when she got stuck in the vortex. So he had those 3 threes on his scorecard, definitely something he wants to work on. He didn't have a single bullseye either. So we've seen bullseyes out of him before. We've seen some really nice throws out of him. So we know there's better scores here ahead. But still not a bad score, 42. And then for Beth, she got stuck in that vortex and saw in that first matchup she did such a good job of not getting stuck in that vortex and living in that 5 and 6 ring. But as we know, it's a process and you can always kind of slip back into it.
Well, earlier in the show, we showed you the top 10 competitors, and outside of the Magic Man, it's a tight race. Let's throw it down to an interview with Eric the Scope on the league standings.
Leaderboard's looking exactly how I planned it. See, this is a strategic move of mine, the way that I like to plan these things out. We got new members in. They're doing great. And, you know, they see me, they've talked to me, and they're the one that we interact with, you know, when they sign up for league. And they're going to be under the impression that perhaps I am good. When it comes league time, you can see that every now and again there's a missed throw here and there and that kind of thing, and kill shot attempts that I'm just practicing under pressure. So I'm sitting 4th place right now, which is because I've missed quite a few kill shots. But you know, that's different week 8. You don't really take the risk if you don't need to. I mean, over here we got practice weeks, that kind of thing. For our local league, so that's where it's sitting. Matt's sitting up top. You got Beth showing off. But that's all right. That's all right. You know, we're gonna take care of business.
Eric the Scope happy to be flying a little under the radar.
Oh, he's cool, calm, and collected, and according to him, he's right where he wants to be. So we have to trust that the Scope knows what he's doing.
Bob Yoakum ready to go here in week 4, and he's going to take on Eric the Scope Shizzle.
Yeah, so we saw a really competitive matchup between Matt the Magic Man Bradshaw and Eric the Scope. So we'll see if Eric can carry that over. And then this is our first time seeing Bob tonight.
4-4.
But a couple 4s by both competitors to get the night started.
We've got Eric the Scope and Bullseye Bob.
Yeah, Bullseye Bob started finding his bullseye stroke here last week. Coming in with a record of 6 and 6. That could be a bullseye if it's popping through the bottom side of that blade.
Eric the Scope taking his time as always.
Well, he's a methodical thrower for sure. And Bob's more of the grip it and rip it kind of guy.
5. Good shot.
And it is a nice bullseye there by Bob Yoakum. So able to take a 1-point lead on the Scope.
And that's
All right,
why
this
we
is
call
throw
him
number 3,
Bullseye
Bob by
Bob.
Well, I think Bob's a rhythm thrower. So when he starts finding that bullseye ring, you know, he just wants to get back up there and make that same throw. Not off the mark by much there. But for Eric, he's got a process. He's got that
4-4.
methodical approach that he wants to take, and he wants to repeat those very micro movements over and over and over again.
Yep.
So Eric the Scope wants Bradshaw to get another look, and it is indeed a 5, initially ruled a 4.
Yeah, so Eric keeping it tight. Bob is shaking his head. He knows that was very close to being a 5, and if not a bullseye, if he can just get slight better release point there. I mean, for Eric, it looks like that's a bullseye or a 5 popping through on the left-hand side. He's hoping for a bullseye, but I don't think he's going to get it.
Well, this one might be a 5. It's as close as you can get. Bradshaw
That is a
shining
4.
a little light onto the matter.
I've
But a
got one
5
like
there
that.
for Eric, the
4-5.
Scope, so he ties this thing up going into the 5th throw. But Bob with the only bullseye here in the match.
Well, earlier we saw
Number
Eric
5.
the Scope dialed in against Matt Bradshaw, and then he just couldn't finish it.
Yeah. I wonder,
He's not performing at that level thus far in this matchup, and that one gets away from him as well.
yeah, you got to wonder if the matchup between the Magic Man is kind of carrying over into this match as well. We saw it with Devin Hillary a couple weeks ago.
All right, at the
Bob with a
turn.
nice bullseye there on his
Touch
fifth
him up.
throw to take a 2-point lead going into the
Bob
turn.
is up
But
by 3,
I don't know. Is there
25-22.
such a thing
Hold,
as a
please.
Magic Man hangover?
Well, this is such a mental game, and when you had the Magic Man beaten and you didn't
Right.
take advantage,
5, 6.
that could play some head games with you.
Absolutely. And Bob with another nice bullseye there. Able to have a chance of what we dare not
Throw
speak,
number
but I
7,
think you're
Bob,
right,
by
Joey.
4.
You know, you how much does that sit in the back of your head? You knew you were very close, and you couldn't make the throw. And how much does that carry over?
Hold. Just double check there.
Looks like a couple fives. Both
5 and
competitors
4.
probably looking for so a devastating 4
All
there
right,
for
this is
Bob.
throw number 8. Bob is up by 3.
Well, that gets Eric the Scope within 2. 3 throws to go. Another nail biter here for Eric the Scope. And Bob is frustrated. That one gets away from him
Ooh.
for a 3.
Wow.
Eric the Scope taking full advantage.
4.
Absolutely. We've talked about that time and time again, Joey. You know, being able to take advantage of your opponent's 4
All
or
right,
a
this is
mistake.
throw number 9.
Eric did
Bob
a
is up by
tremendous
1,
job of that.
39-38.
And Bob was fortunate that was, in fact, a 4. So
Yeah.
we're all tied up at 39.
Yeah, Bob needs to find his bullseye stroke. It looks like he's indicating a 4 there. He's hoping it's a 5, but I think he can see from his
6,
vantage
4.
point. And Eric with another nice bullseye there.
All right, this is the throw number 10. Eric is up
Back-to-back
by 1,
bullseyes for Eric the Scope.
44.
He struggled to close
44,
last time
43
against the
from the
Magic
10.
Man. This time, he's the one making the late charge.
Let's see, Bob needs a bullseye here. That's going to be very close. He needs Eric to throw a 4, and he needs to hope that the bullseye is popping through
high
on
4.
the right-hand side.
Just wanna
But
double
rule to
check that.
5.
You're good.
But Matt wants to get a closer look. It's confirmed a 5.
5 and 4.
Well, Bob Yoakum
Eric
needed
takes
a
that one,
bullseye,
49-48.
and he just missed it. Eric the Scope escaping by the slimmest of margins, 49-48, to get the win.
Yeah, you know, for Eric, you know, he was able to take control of this match, but this still came down to that 10th throw. As you can see, Bob had a chance to tie this thing up at 49 to send this thing into sudden death overtime, but fortunately for Eric, the Scope, he was off the mark, unable to hit that bullseye. But for Bob, he's just got to start finding that bullseye stroke that we know he's capable of, and we know he's a very dangerous competitor because he's so cool, calm, and collected. He's a grip it and rip it kind of guy, so when he gets in a rhythm, he can really put up some serious points. But Eric the Scope is the Scope for a reason, and he comes out the victor, 49-48 to improve his record to 9-5.
Well, what a way to finish things here in week number 4. Eric the Scope getting the win over Bob Yoakum. Time now for our post-game wrap-up. After 4 weeks of competition, we are more than halfway home to the double elimination postseason tournament. Matt Bradshaw now 16-0, averaging 56.8 points per game.
Yeah, we know that Matt is the cream of the crop here in the Bustin' Axe throwing range. But as we saw with that matchup with Eric the Scope, he can be beaten. So, you know, you got to be aggressive with those kill shots, and you have to be consistent with your game. But followed up by Beth Jen, Eric Schisel, Bob Yoakum, Zach Hinkle, Michelle Fremel, Devin Hillary, Ann Welp, Nicole Robson, and Leroy Kedley.
Well, for Bobby the Blade, I'm Joey Danya. Thanks for watching Battle Axe. We'll see you again next time here on MC22.